Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Hebrew Bible. I used the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various prophets of the Old Testament. It became the Book of Zion. When I wrote the Book of Zion, I found contained within it a set of instructions which I was uniquely qualified to take on. So I did. And to complete my set of instructions, I am to publish peace. And so I am publishing peace on YouTube and social media by reading to you from the manuscripts of the two books that I have written. The Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the commentary and dissertation to the Book of Zion, was written in order to publish the Book of Zion. The Book of Zion itself is written entirely in Bible verse, so I could not legally publish it alone. So I had to write the Pot Smoker's Bible. So, in order to publish these, I'm reading to you from these manuscripts. Today I'm reading to you from the 27th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible. It contains the 24th and final chapter of the Book of Zion. It's called In the Last Days. And I'm going to take up now where I left off last time. Life is too long to rush through it. Our society wants everything in this instant, but rushing things creates chaos. The world won't end if you don't make that deadline. If you take your time and do a thing right the first time, you will have all the time that you need because you will have the time to foresee and avoid problems. Rushing things creates problems. We make stuff and sell it knowing that there are problems with it. Then we fix the problems and call it a new and improved version. So we, the consumer, has to buy the fixed one, which is better. Now, if we take the time to do it right the first time, then we can move on to something better. Now, if you believe in the prophecy of Israel, you will see this and know that it is true. And that knowledge will help you to relax. You have a real, living, alien God that is here to help you. Time is short, but there is much to do, and there is much to do. But we know how it will end. It will end in Zion. In order to do this right, we must slow down and take the time to prepare before we act. We are smart enough to foresee problems and to fix them. We know what we're up against. We can put our heads together and solve the problems before they pop up. Then we just apply the fix when necessary and move on. Planning and foresight pay off in the long run by having an easier time down the line. No haste, no waste. Isaiah 51, 9 and 10 becomes Zion 24, 2 and 3. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake as in the Ancient of Days, in the generation of old. Art thou not that which hath cut Rehab, and wounded the dragon? Art thou not it which hath dried up the sea, the waters of the great deep, that hath made the deep depth of the sea a way for the ransom to pass over? Now this first passage, Isaiah 51:9. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake as in the Ancient of Days, in the generation of old. Art thou not that which hath cut Rehab, and wounded the dragon? I believe the arm of the Lord is Ishi, the alien gray, because of the following verse, which refers to Moses. So the prophets are telling God's future incarnation to return to the old practices of the temple, as in the Ancient of Days. This refers to the drugged priests serving as a mouthpiece of the threefold God. So Ishi is reminded to use the ancient means to realize the prophecy. Now, rehab to us means a drug abuse treatment facility. Now, if that is one of our Zionite words, which was used by the prophets in the modern sense, then this works perfectly. Because by instituting the ancient priesthood that used drugs for spiritual workings, the entire concept of the modern rehab is counterproductive. Our priests need to be high in order to function properly as interpreters. THC must be consumed in order to maintain active receptacles in the brain. So Ishi cuts rehab down. It is not a viable option. And how would Ishi wound the dragon? Well, dragons were the names given to spaceships by ancient people. So our modern missiles would qualify as a dragon. The Grey have the means to shut down our technology. Our dragons are easily wounded by their far superior technology. Which brings us to Isaiah 59:10. Art thou not that which hath dried up the sea, the waters of the great deep, that hath made the depths of the sea a way for the ransomed to pass over? And as I said a moment ago, this refers to Moses and the parting of the Sea of Reeds. No, not the Red Sea. Scientists theorize that if the ancient Sea of Reeds, a marshland, that under the right conditions has been known to part due to currents and strong winds, was the actual body of water mentioned in the Torah, then the event we read of is actually practical. So this passage is about the Grey, who led Israel out of Egypt by planning the Exodus to coincide with a natural event that the Grey knew about and used. The Grey could have easily enhanced the tidal partings by force fields to allow Israel to pass through the parted sea, then collapse the waves by stopping the force field, thus killing the Pharaoh's army. Now, when the Torah was written, the parting of the sea was a godly act, a miracle on which to build a storyline to be passed through time, leading to Zion. The very fact that we can now figure out how the Grey created this event reassures us that the Grey are real. The events aren't impossible to us. Maybe technologically at this point, but not inconceivable. We can imagine it, and therefore, we can truly know that the Grey are real. There is a difference between faith and knowledge. Belief is an act. You choose to make something real in your mind by choosing to believe it. But to know something is to have proof of it that is outside of your choosing. By realizing that the Sea of Reeds does part on its own in strong enough winds under certain conditions, we have proof that the parting was real. Now, we know that the sea parts. It's a fact. We don't have to choose to make it real in our beliefs. It's real. We know it. So by ensuring that we could figure out how the ancient God parted the sea, we have a factual basis for the events. That translates into proof of the ancient story, which lends credibility to the gray as God. The parting of the waters seemed in ancient times as a fantastic event beyond belief, but now our understanding of physics lends credence to the story of Moses. And it is the story of Moses that is to be repeated. I don't foresee a parting of the sea, nor do I foresee 40 years of wanderings, but the gray are going to arrive to lead us to our promised land, our mountain home of Zion. We are going to do an exodus of our own. First contact is for us the parting of the sea of ignorance. Ignorance of the aliens as the ancient gods of earth. Which leads us to our next passage, which is Isaiah 35, 3-6, which becomes Zion 24, 4-7. Strengthen ye the weak hands, confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the deaf sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. Isaiah 35, 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands, confirm the feeble knees. Many people in our society are weak. We are not healthy. We are overworked and overstressed. There is no means to overcome our shortfalls or anxiety. Now, as priests, it's our job to provide a helping hand. We have the power to heal. We can literally give you our energy to strengthen yours. We can help the weak become strong. But in order to do that, we must address the reasons we are so weak in the first place. How can we confirm the feeble needs unless we fix the reason the weakness occurs? A true temple will help create the means to address social problems that creates unhealthy conditions. 35:4 says, Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Those who are of a fearful heart. The approach of Hollywood and politics towards the aliens has tried to instill fear in the hearts of the citizens. It is very detrimental to everything that we are taught in religion, confusing the issue. First contact should have been fairly easy with our centuries-old adherence to a former alien contact as God, but instead we have only fear. When science was advanced beyond our religions, the God identity should have been obvious. Science should have figured God out, but science rejected religion as a legitimate institution. The two fields didn't converge, they separated. Religion divorced science as heresy, and science rejected all evidence of aliens as God. This opposition caused a sense of fear to permeate and make faint-hearted everyone in regards to the alien contact. And I'm going to end there for this session. May the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. May it be in 10 days. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light the unicorn way. find your joy, pursue it, make that your guilt choice, and we get to Zion. Okay, my name is Zion. Stay happy and high. If you use drugs, you have every right and reason to. I'll see you soon. I love you too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.